I'm almost done with this series. Y'all have no idea the mental toll these redesigns are taking on me. Welcome back to the channel Dex Club, and an even bigger welcome to the newcomers. If you'd like to join the Dex Club, just press that big obvious button that says subscribe. And while you're down there, be sure to leave a like and a comment and check out my Linktree where all of my platforms are linked. Most notably my Patreon and Ko-Fi, where I have free tiers and paid tiers starting at just $1 a month that comes with all sorts of perks you don't want to miss. I also have open commissions, and I am a college student in need of some financial help, so any way you can support me is more than appreciated. Now then, with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. Putting this reminder here just in case anyone forgot, these are redesigns of Ahhhhhhhhh's Season 1 of Mystreet, so while the designs change in the canon series, that means nothing because that's not our focus. These designs are based on my opinion, and so I can take away or add details that I find fit. If you don't like them, I don't know what to tell you, just make your own and leave me alone. These are literally just for fun. So, getting started, I decided to do like my security breach video, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out, and instead of drawing singular character sheets, I drew up a group photo type piece. I know the lineup is a little random, but this is just how the pairing went. So to start, we have Nicole. I actually think Nicole is a pretty solid design, but I don't really like her voice. It just sounds a little forced to me, but she's cute overall. I feel like her character was wanting to be more sassy and almost skater-like. So I kept all of her original colors, but I changed the clothes to be half-buttoned overalls, a crop top, some slip-on Vans, and some bracelets to add some variety. I also changed her hairstyle to be loose pigtails to give that sweetie brat kind of vibe. I also added freckles to her designs because why not? And she's standing in a side profile for dynamics, and also her character plays a pretty minor role in Mystreet, so I didn't want to flood her design with all my effort. Next I have Dante. He ended up coming out looking like your average high school jock, but he just gives me that vibe, you know? I also made him a bit darker because I think it makes his clothes less jarring to look at, and I don't know, I just like it. Sue me. I made his hair more curly since his skin just looks like it has curls, unlike all the fan art drawings of him with straight anime hair. Like, give my man Dante some variety here, please! He ended up looking a bit like my AU Clyde design, just not as pudgy as him. Anyways, I almost gave him that matte pat leather jacket, but I figured Dante fits the jock vibe more, so I went with that full throttle. I personally really like how he looks in this redesign. Oh, also, I changed his pants color. The black is fine for the original, but it just screams 2010's male Minecraft skin. Next, I have Lucinda. I do not like how Lucinda is extremely sexy. Her voice makes me so uncomfortable. Like, is she a witch or a succubus? Please pick a side. Not to mention, I would literally turn down my phone volume when she was on screen just because I didn't want anyone or even myself to hear her voice. And what's worse, her clothes are barely hanging on her. Like, what are we doing? I decided to give her some respect and put her in real clothes that fit the witch vibe. Yeah, it's stereotypical to do the outfit I gave her, but honestly, I couldn't care less. I based her design off of a mix of whimsigoth and traditional witchy type clothes, spreading out more light orange into her fit to add some color harmony, and I took away the white entirely. I just didn't see a point in keeping it with the clothing choice I gave her. I also gave her a middle part for her hair and did a half up half down thing with it. I gave her some chokers and necklaces and then some socks to go with her wedges. I realize now that I could have given her earrings, but I honestly forgot to do that when drawing. I feel like Lucinda would be really tall and just an overall large woman, kind of like an Amazon since we aren't bound by the rules of reality in this universe. She just has tall girl vibes, so why not? Finally, we have Michi. This one was actually kind of scary to approach because I know I'm going to get hate for this one. Michi has always had one of my favorite designs for a Minecraft skin, but she's a brat and her voice is annoying. She is annoying. I don't like her. She doesn't deserve to be my favorite skin design. But regardless of that, I based her redesign entirely off of her voice and attitude. I wanted her to look like she would open her mouth and sound the way she sounds in the series. And I started by chopping her hair off. I was trying to go for an Alice Cullen look, but she ended up looking more wild than expected, so I just ran with it. The idea was to make her look mischievous and wild, not Eric Cartman mischievous where it's a mask, but just blatantly obvious that she is a problematic person. I also wanted to give her variety in her body type, so I made her short and more on that pear body shape scale. which I think ended up being really cute for her. I think she looks really good, and I have to make sure everyone understands this. I'm not saying short girls with short hair are evil. That's not what I'm saying at all. Mind you, I'm 5'3" and I've cut my hair off multiple times. I'm just trying to make her design make sense in how I'd visualize her myself, and most fan art I see of Michi is just tiny, skinny legend. So I threw a wrench in the gears because I can draw and I'm gonna exercise my right to be creative. But enough of that little side note, I want to talk about her clothes. I gave her some piercings since I wanted to keep a little bit of the Ahhhhhhhh bully stereotype in there, and then I changed her outfit entirely. You see, Michi is also a witch like Lucinda, but Michi is more wild and less graceful than Lucinda. So I went for a more dark academia vibe with her outfit, but I kept the colors and I drew her shoelaces wrapped around her ankles since her feet are so small. I honestly love Michi's design the most out of this lineup. Maybe it's the pose or the colors, which I'm a sucker for anyway, but I genuinely think she turned out the best, aside from Lucinda. So that's my 4-person redesign lineup for this week. What do you think about these designs? Do you agree with my process or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and copy the share link to help me push this video into the algorithm. Also, check out the description where I have my Linktree listed where you can find all my other platforms, like my Twitch, streams on Tuesdays at 8 PM Central, don't forget, and my Patreon and Ko-Fi. Don't forget, my commissions are open, and I'd be more than happy to take some work. With all that being said, thank you all so much for watching to the end of the video, and until next time, let's roll the outro.